Is France replacing Russia as India's top defense partner? Why is New Delhi turning its back on Moscow after decades of military dependence? And what does this mean for the power dynamics in Asia and beyond? In today's video, we are diving deep into a defense deal that is sending shockwaves across the global arms trade. France, often seen as Europe's military underdog, has made a giant leap forward, overtaking Russia to become the world's second-largest arms exporter. And the game changer: a multi-billion-dollar fighter jet deal with India that signals a massive geopolitical realignment. Stick around, because we'll break down how this deal came together, how it will reshape India's naval power, and what it means for global defense politics. You don't want to miss this. But before we get into it, don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and smash that like button so you never miss our latest deep dives into global power shifts and international defense strategies. Let's begin with the numbers. In the last 5 years, France has dramatically increased its global arms market share from just over 7% to a whopping 11%. That's a jump that places Paris just a hair above Moscow, whose share has plummeted from 21% to around 11%. You heard that right, Russia, once the undisputed king of military exports to countries like India, has been eclipsed. With a staggering 93% decline in some key markets, Russia is facing one of its worst export setbacks since the fall of the Soviet Union. What's behind this tectonic shift? The answer lies in a bold French move into markets historically dominated by Russia, chief among them, India. India has long been one of the world's biggest arms importers, and for decades, it leaned heavily on Moscow to meet its defense needs. But those days are quickly fading. India and France recently finalized a groundbreaking deal worth over $6.6 billion, which will supply the Indian Navy with 22 Rafale M carrier-based fighter jets and 4 Rafale B twin-seaters for training purposes. This isn't just another arms sale. It's a clear sign that India is rethinking its alliances, betting on Western technology, and sending a strong message to both Moscow and Washington. Why France? Why now? France has strategically positioned itself as a reliable partner that offers cutting-edge technology without the political strings often attached to US deals. India, for its part, is trying to walk a fine line, building its military power without becoming overly dependent on any single superpower. By choosing France over Russia, or even the United States, India is asserting its independence in an increasingly polarized world. But what exactly is India getting from France? Let's take a closer look at the aircraft behind this deal. The Rafale M is a carrier-capable variant of the Rafale family, a twin-engine, multi-role fighter jet built by France's Dassault Aviation. It's designed for high-performance missions in the toughest conditions, ideal for operations from aircraft carriers. Powered by 2 Snecma M88-2 turbofan engines, each producing nearly 17,000 pounds of thrust with afterburners, the Rafale M can reach speeds of Mach 1.8. Its combat radius stretches beyond 1,150 miles, giving India unmatched reach across the Indian Ocean and into the Indo-Pacific. With a reinforced airframe, corrosion-resistant coating, and advanced landing gear, it's built to withstand the rigors of catapult launches and arrested landings on aircraft carriers. It's the perfect fit for India's 2 major carriers, the INS Vikrant, an indigenously built 45,000-ton warship commissioned in 2022, and the older, Russian-built INS Vikramaditya. But this deal isn't just about the aircraft. It's about customization. India isn't buying an off-the-shelf product. The deal includes Indian-specific upgrades, most notably the integration of the locally developed Astra air-to-air missile. This not only enhances India's operational capability, but also pushes forward its Make in India agenda, which aims to reduce reliance on foreign weapons and boost domestic production. This marks a turning point. Instead of simply importing foreign tech, India is now shaping it to suit its own strategic needs. And that's not just important for India, it's a blueprint for other rising powers looking to balance foreign procurement with indigenous innovation. But here's the question on everyone's mind: what does this mean for Russia? India's pivot is a major blow for Moscow. Despite remaining India's largest arms supplier for now, Russia's grip is loosening. Between 2014 to 2018 and 2019 to 2023, Russia's share of Indian arms imports dropped below 50% for the first time since the early 1960s. The reasons: delays, quality concerns, and increasing geopolitical pressure. The MiG-29K fighters currently used by the Indian Navy have suffered from reliability issues and maintenance nightmares, leading India to seek a more dependable alternative. The Rafale M fits the bill. And then there's China. With Beijing and Moscow forming closer ties, India has grown increasingly wary of relying on Russian equipment that could be compromised in a conflict scenario. France, on the other hand, has offered a more neutral, adaptable partnership without strategic strings attached. In fact, the Rafale M deal builds on a previous 2016 agreement where India purchased 36 Rafale jets for its air force, also worth around $6.6 billion. Despite facing political controversy at home over pricing and transparency, that earlier deal laid the foundation for what we are seeing today, a full-scale naval aviation partnership. And it's not just aircraft. The conversation is expanding to jet engine technology, submarines, and more. Safran, the company behind the Rafale's engines, is being floated as a potential partner for India's next-generation fighter project, the Advanced Medium Combat Aircraft, AMCA. If that collaboration moves forward, India could finally overcome one of its biggest tech gaps, jet propulsion. But what about the bigger picture? What does France gain from all this? A lot. This deal cements France's role as a global arms power. Deals with Qatar, Egypt, and now India have made the Rafale a blockbuster product, and France a serious player on the geopolitical chessboard. And it's not stopping there. President Emmanuel Macron is making sure French defense manufacturers are ready to meet growing global demand. The results are already visible. France is investing €600 million in air defense upgrades, producing over 100,000 NATO standard 155mm artillery shells annually, and delivering new armored vehicles, like the Griffin-based MEAC mortar system, and 530 Serval light tactical vehicles under the Scorpion program. The message is clear: France is not just exporting, it's rearming and reshaping its own military. So, where does this all lead? India's Rafale M acquisition is more than a defense purchase. It's a strategic realignment. A sign that the world is becoming multipolar again, with old powers fading and new partnerships rising. France is seizing this moment, offering technology, reliability, and flexibility. India is responding by asserting itself, not just as a buyer, but as a builder of its own future. Russia. It's on the back foot. Its arms exports are declining, its influence in Asia is shrinking, and India is no longer a guaranteed customer. The US. Still dominant, but increasingly viewed in New Delhi as a strategic ally rather than a preferred supplier. And France. France is the quiet winner. The arms giant of the European Union has outmaneuvered its rivals and is now poised to reshape the future of military power in Asia. The Indian Ocean is changing. Alliances are shifting. And at the center of it all stands a new Franco-Indian axis, ready to challenge the old order. So what do you think? Is France now the new military powerhouse of Europe? Will India's defense independence inspire other nations to follow suit? And has Russia lost a critical ally forever? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the forces shaping our world. Until next time, stay informed, stay curious, and stay ahead.